event. And I get the really fun job today and talk about the science, right? So Nu Skin, we have been innovating for 40 years. And we are leaders in this integration and beauty and wellness. And we'll talk about that some today and some of the exciting research that we've been doing. So how we're able to be, leaders in this integration of beauty and wellness is that we have a great team of scientists, right? Dr. Helen Nags leads our internal scientists, and we all have different backgrounds. So Helen is a skin biologist. I'm a nutritionist. We have this amazing team with all these different science backgrounds that enables us to make all of these great products, whether they're the skincare products or the supplements or devices like Prism. And we also have our world-class advisory board. So we partner with all of these great scientists that are from around the world, whether in Asia or America or Europe. And it allows us to really check, are we doing the best science we can? They help us design studies, carry out these studies, be a sounding board on what areas should we be exploring for the future. And so, we don't just do the science, we find it's really important in Nu Skin to share it with you, our leaders, but also with other scientists, because that allows us to grow, right, and be even better innovators. And so these are just some of the numbers, right? We have received a number of awards through the years. We have presented posters and oral presentations at scientific conferences around the world. And we publish our papers, right? We want to get the science out there along with getting patents on our products. And we're really fortunate at Nu Skin that we actually have 2 R&D centers. So Steve and I are located in Provo, Utah, and that is where one of our R&D centers is. So we have a really great group of scientists along with a laboratory there. And we also have a great group of scientists and a laboratory in Shanghai, China. And so, we're really fortunate that we understand that it gives us a greater breadth and a greater reach to work with different researchers when we have scientists in these 2 different locations. But not only do we have a great scientist team to do the science, we also have world-class manufacturing, both in the US and in Shanghai. So again, we're very invested in making sure that we're innovating, not just on, formulating the products and doing the clinical studies, but also on making sure that we're making and manufacturing the best products that we can for all of you. And really what's foundational for myself and our team as the R&D group at Nu Skin is the success process. It's huge, it's foundational, right? It really is kind of like our guiding light, and that we want to make sure that we're selecting and sourcing the highest quality ingredients. We want to make sure that we're choosing ingredients that are sustainable over time. And then we also want to make sure that our products have specification, our ingredients have standardization, right? So that every time you get a bottle of our product, whether it's a topical or a supplement and ingestible, that you're getting the same benefit, right? We make sure that our ingredients are standardized to those active ingredients that are providing those benefits. We ensure that our products are safe, right? We make sure that our ingredients are safe and our blends of ingredients are safe. And we make sure that we substantiate the claims that we're making on all of our products. We want to make sure that we can back up the claims because we want you to get those benefits that we communicate. And so it's a really fun job, right? I get to be part of that team that formulates our products. We get to do the science and the studies to look at the efficacy and the safety. And, we get to talk and educate, all of you as well. And so today I just want to talk about age-lock science. And what is that? You know, age-lock science is one of these technologies, one of these innovations that we've developed through the past 40 years. And age-lock science is all about going to basically the source, right? We're not just surface layer. We want to go to the source of the problem. And we understand that age-lock is targeting these sources of aging, the biological, mechanisms inside our body that can impact aging. And so we don't want to be just like our competitors that kind of glosses over the issues. We actually want to go to the source. And one way that we do that, one of those mechanisms, is through gene expression. So let's think about twins, right? When twins are born, they have the same gene expression. But how those twins live can be very different. Maybe one is more active. Maybe one eats a healthier diet. Maybe one smokes. Maybe one gets, more sunlight exposure. Then, over time, they have different gene expression. The way that their bodies are expressing those genes and the proteins that they make. So how did we actually apply this, right, with our age-lock science? So we actually look at a gene expression profile, and how we've done this is we can actually look at genes on a gene chip. And in this example that you see, it's young and old. So the young has more green, the old has more red, and what that means is it's how their genes are being expressed, right? So you can see that the young gene expression in this heat map, is what we call it, is very different than the older gene expression, right? So green is typically lower expression, lower levels of that particular gene. Red would mean you have higher expression. And we identify different genes that we're interested in for the different issues that we use age-lock on. And then that allows us to target those genes with our interventions. And so what do I mean by that? So as you can see in this example, in the gray box, again, you can see that young gene expression and the old gene expression. And then we screen 5 different ingredients. And what we're looking for when we're screening is we want that gene expression with those ingredients to be more like the young gene expression. So in this example, ingredient 4 is an ingredient that we would be interested in moving forward, whether it's a topical product or a supplement. And so we've used this age-lock technology in a number of different areas through the years. So you're going to recognize some of these areas, right? Of course, we have our topical products that looked at moisturization and skin structure. And then we have our age-lock R-squared, right, that targets energy production and cellular purification. And then we have TRME. And TRME targets appetite control and lean muscle control and fat metabolism. So we've really been able to use this age-lock technology in a number of ways, in a number of different areas of research focus areas through the years. So let's talk a little more about TRME. So TRME stands for Transformation in Me. That's actually one of the questions I get a lot. Like, what does TRME stand for? So Transformation in Me. And with TRME, this is a program, but it's not just about the supplements. It's really about this entire weight management program, right? We're interested in promoting healthy eating, being active along with using the great supplements. And so with TRME, we've really built it on the previous weight management systems in Southeast Asia. So Southeast Asia has been extremely successful, right, with weight management. And that started back in 2004 with TRA. And we then transitioned to age-lock TR90. And actually the first time I came to Southeast Asia, I believe was 2014, and it's just when we were launching TR90. And I can remember the excitement with the TR90 and how successful that Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Singapore have been with ageLOC TR90, but when we launched TRMe, it wasn't just, forgetting about TR90 and making a completely new program. We were so interested in building on the success of TR90. And that meant, bringing forward some of the latest science that had come out over those 10 years between TR90 and TRMe. We wanted to target some of those benefits that we know are issues when somebody's going through a weight management system. So we did design some of our products to have some of those benefits, and we'll talk about that. And we wanted it to be a simpler program. We wanted our products to be products that you just have to take one time a day, right? So it's easier for you to remember. And we wanted a high success rate as well. And so again, the latest science, what are we talking about? So we're talking about, using ingredients that are substantiated, they have clinical studies on them. We wanted our ingredients that we chose to have human clinical studies showing their efficacy. We wanted that direct evidence, and we wanted to complete a study. And Steve already mentioned that we did complete a study in Southeast Asia on the TRMe system. And so the TRMe system, like I've already talked about, it's not just the supplements. Yes, that's a really important part, but it's also the other pieces, the eating plan, physical activity, and also we have an app here in Southeast Asia. And so if we look at the products, right, we have the 5 TRMe products, and it's also paired with LifePak, and we'll go in a little more detail about that. But that's a really great pairing here in Southeast Asia with the TRMe program. And so if we look at the 5 TRMe products, right, we have TRMe Jumpstart, and that product does what the name says, right? We know that when people are starting a weight management program, that it can be really challenging those first few weeks, right? When you're trying to make these changes to how active you're being, what you're eating every day. And so Jumpstart really helps you both mentally and physically get in the right place so that you can get the most you can in that 90-day period. Then we have TRMe My Edge. And so I mentioned earlier that with TRMe, we wanted to focus on some of those areas that we know consumers, our customers, have issues with. And one of those areas is how your body responds to the foods we eat. So TRMe My Edge is a blend of this mulberry leaf extract that helps you really respond to, especially the carbohydrates you're eating, have that healthier response. And then it also has asparagine. This is a fiber that helps you feel fuller after you eat. And so this has been an extremely popular product here and in many markets. And so that's been a really great addition with the TRMe products and lineup. We then have the TRCSL product. And this product is a saffron extract. It's a unique saffron extract, and that has been clinically studied to help with both mood, to help you feel less stressed during this period, but also it's been shown to help decrease snacking, which is one of those other areas that we know people really struggle with when they're making, all these life changes. We then have TRMe MC Complex, and this is a product that actually has a unique blend of 3 different herbs. So it's moringa, turmeric, and curry leaf. And we included this ingredient blend because it's been shown to help increase that metabolic rate, that the energy that you're burning just sitting here listening to us talk this afternoon. But it's also been shown to help maintain muscle while losing fat, which is a huge part of the TRMe program, right? We want this program to really help you, burn the fat, lose the weight through losing fat, but then maintain the muscle. And then you have TRMe Trim Shake. And that's a product that, again, it's high quality protein, right? Along with vitamins and minerals and fiber and fat. And again, it's allowing you to get that high quality source of protein so that you can maintain that muscle while losing fat. And so, just to build on that and how important high quality protein is through the Trim Shake, we have the eating plan. And so a large part of the TRMe eating plan is making sure that you're getting plenty of protein in your diet every day. And so if you're just looking at this plate, right, you want about a third of the plate, a fourth of the plate to be protein. We want you to get at least around 30 grams of protein with every meal, because again, that's what your body needs to help you to maintain that muscle while losing fat. But another huge part of TRME is that we want you to get that healthy amount of servings of fruits and vegetables every day, right? And there's a few reasons for this. One is that fruits and vegetables contain fiber. They help you feel fuller, right? So you don't want to snack and eat those unhealthier foods. But the fruits and vegetables also contain phytonutrients, and phytonutrients are antioxidants. One of these antioxidants is carotenoids, so we're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. But TRME program, again, a huge part is just making sure that you're getting those healthy meals throughout the day. And then physical activity. So I've actually seen a big change in Southeast Asia, and I know talking to the colleagues in the different markets, I feel like people are working out more. I feel like just talking to the colleagues here, people are participating in like the running clubs, the high rocks. Like it just seems like you're being more active, which is great. It sounds like people are finding things that they really enjoy doing, and that's what we recommend. We want everybody to be more physically active than they were before they start the TRME program. So we want you to be active at least 3 days a week. Many people, we'd love it if you can be active more than that. But our recommendation is, just find something that you love to do and stick with it. If that's getting up early before your kids wake up in the morning to get, a quick online workout, amazing. If you like to work out with friends after work, awesome. Do what works for you. Because again, physical activity is a really important component of maintaining that muscle during this 90 days. And then in Southeast Asia, we have a really great app. And this app allows us to track your progress. It allows you to connect with others, to sync fitness, to track your activity, and even be rewarded. And so it's a really great addition for adding that accountability with the TRME program. And like we mentioned, we have done a clinical study actually in Thailand with the TRME program, and we saw an extremely high success rate. So we saw 98% of subjects in the study that followed the TRME program. It included the supplements, the eating plan, and the physical activity. We saw that 98% of those subjects lost weight after 12 weeks. So really great results there. And in addition to the 5 TRME products, we also add in LifePak. And there's a number of reasons that we add in LifePak here in Malaysia and Singapore. So one of those is that we have really great studies on LifePak, right? It's a clinically studied formulation that shows improvement in a number of different health areas. And it's helping provide antioxidants. So you'll see in the next slide that antioxidants provide a lot of benefits that we're interested in, right? Really improving the health of the entire body. And it's especially important during a weight management program like TRME. But LifePak's also providing those essential vitamins and minerals. So something that happens when you're reducing the amount of food you're eating is that you're reducing calories, but you're also reducing those essential vitamins and minerals that we need, right? And so LifePak in this case really just provides that extra boost of nutrition. It's that insurance policy that you're getting those essential vitamins and minerals that your body needs when you're going through this period. And LifePak's really convenient, right? It's easy to take it. It's already provided in the sachets. And so when we're just going through life, unfortunately, we're exposed to oxidative stressors, which then makes free radicals in our bodies. So that can be from the foods that we eat, right? How our bodies are metabolizing the foods we eat. It could come from the pollution that we're exposed to, just walking around the city. It could come from the sunlight that we're exposed to. Unfortunately, we can't avoid oxidative stressors and free radicals in our body, but what we can do is we can consume nature's solution, which is antioxidants, right? So antioxidants are really able to neutralize those oxidative stressors in our body to really stop that damage that's happening in the cells. And what we've seen is that antioxidants are providing benefits for the entire body, right? We're seeing benefits. Steve already showed a similar slide. I mean, it really does impact our entire body, whether it's your gut, your immune health, your cardiovascular health, your brain health, your skin health, your bone health, your eye health, your joint health, your metabolic health. It really is impacting your entire body, because if you have improved oxidative stress levels, lower levels, improved antioxidants, you're going to have a better inflammatory response, right? And that impacts our entire body in all the areas of health that we're interested in. And so at Nu Skin, we have been interested in a number of different antioxidants through the years. So antioxidants are this very large class of nutrients, right? There's lots of different buckets of different antioxidants. And one of those is carotenoids. And we've been interested in carotenoids for many years, and for good reason, right? We know that carotenoids are these powerful antioxidants that are found in the foods we eat, especially those fruits and vegetables. And they can protect our body from oxidative stress, but they work along with the different antioxidants. They work along with the vitamin C and vitamin E. So it's really part of that entire antioxidant defense network. And we know that carotenoids are truly the best marker of fruits and vegetables that we have inside our body. And so how lucky are we that at Nu Skin we have the Prism IO device that allows us non-invasively, right, to measure those skin carotenoids. So you don't have to collect blood, and in 15 seconds you can measure the carotenoid levels inside your body, which really gives this overall antioxidant status. It allows you to know your nutritional wellness, right? How good are you doing with your nutrition? And so with the Prism IO, yes, Prism IO is new, but we're not new to this area of carotenoid science, right? We have been working in this area, we've been publishing, we've been doing research. We've had the biophotonic scanner since 2002, so we have over 20 years of research and technology in this area. And like Steve mentioned, we have this really great database that is just a gold mine of information that's allowed us to apply that technology and data to the Prism IO device, and we'll see some of that data in a couple minutes. So what we've found through this database, through some of the new research that we've done, is that there's this correlation, and a pretty interesting correlation between skin carotenoid levels, your BMI, or body mass index, and your body fat levels. And so what we've seen is with body composition, if you have higher body fat, you tend to have higher inflammation in your body. You have higher oxidative stress. These people tend to have lower Prism scores, right? But if you have somebody that has better body composition, they tend to have a better inflammatory response, lower oxidative stress. They tend to have higher Prism scores. And so we've seen this in our Prism database data, right? So this was the data that we collected over the past 20 years that allowed us to really look at the correlation between BMI and scanner scores. And you can see that if you have higher body weight, body fat, higher BMI, that your scanner score tends to be lower. Well, we also validated this outcome in a recent study that we did. It was one of the studies that Steve had shown, the Jiatong study. This was a study in 600 people, both men and women, where we had them come in and they measured their score on the Prism device, and we took a number of different parameters, and two of them were BMI and what was their body fat percentage. And we saw that the lower your BMI, the better your score. The lower your body fat, the better your score with PRISM. And so, why is this? So people who have this higher percentage of body fat, they typically do have lower scores. And we do feel that when you achieve that healthier BMI, you have that healthier body composition, that can really reflect, overall improvements in nutrition. And so if you look at PRISM, we have these 4 different areas that we know do impact your PRISM score through the research that we've been doing. We know your BMI impacts it, we know your lifestyle impacts it, we know supplementation and healthy diet or nutrition impacts it. And TRME is a perfect partner for all of these areas that we know impact PRISM, right? Because we know that with TRME, the data we just showed, that TRME is helping you have a healthy body BMI, and that has been shown to be correlated to having an improved PRISM score. Additionally, TRME is promoting you to be active. If you remember Steve's slide where he showed people that tend to be more active have improved PRISM scores. Additionally, supplementation, right? LifePak is part of the TRME system here. And we have done studies to show that LifePak directly, significantly increases your PRISM score. Additionally, TRME, has this great eating plan that promotes eating more fruits and vegetables every day. And we know that can also improve your scanner score. So when we think about, how can we use this, really exciting new tool, PRISM, along with TRME, I like to think about it as another tool, right? You're probably already using potentially a scale, right, to look at your weight and your body fat through the TRME program. Maybe you're using a fitness tracker to look at, how many steps are you taking, how many calories are you burning. So PRISM is this other really great tool that you can use to measure basically your nutritional wellness and your antioxidant status during the TRME. So we recommend that you measure your TRME before TRME, you'd measure your PRISM score, measure it throughout, and then of course, after you're done with the TRME program, one of the most important parts, right, is that maintenance. And again, we want you to keep maintaining that healthy diet, right? Maintain taking those PRISM certified products. And so PRISM is great for, again, that accountability to make sure that you're continuing all those great habits that you created during TRME. And so I am really excited to see what Southeast Asia does, especially Malaysia and Singapore, in the coming years with this pairing of TRME along with the PRISM device. So that is all I had. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Shelley.